we're not going to see him kill a kid
No.
and one of the main characters. But yeah.
Dang it.
We're not killing younglings in this show.
Dang it.
Welcome to Galaxy Bound Podcast. I'm Brad, this is Ben, and this is Spencer. We are going to talk about Skeleton Crew episodes 5 and 6, which were the episodes that came out on
Christmas
Eve and New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
And obviously those are busy days for anyone, really, in the United States or in the West. And so we didn't have a chance to sit down and watch or talk about either of those episodes, but it is January 1st. Welcome to 2025. So the 6th episode aired last night. So we're not too late on that one, but we are going to cover both 5 and 6 in this podcast episode. So we probably should clarify, like, for ourselves and maybe for the viewers, where episode 5 started and where it ended. Just so we know, since we're going to be talking about both. So it starts...
Like we're doing a recap?
No,
you mean?
Just a quick recap for ourselves so we can clarify, like... Because I do kind of want to split them up just a little bit.
Sure.
So episode 5 started with them in their ship,
Mm-hmm.
and then they were talking to 33 about where At Attin is, but then he's like, well, only the captain knows, and it was stored on this other planet, and then they go to that planet.
Mm-hmm.
And then it ends when they're in the vault, and Jod tries to take over as captain.
Yeah.
And that
succeeds.
Yes. So that's where that ended. So everything in between there we'll talk about first. So episode 5. So overall thoughts. You can start.
I think this was my favorite episode so far. I just think it was like really cool to get a brand new planet. Them like split up into two groups, kind of do like the whole like going through the tunnels and like the booby traps and kind of like figuring out the mystery and then actually getting to like the treasure room was cool. I made the comment while we were watching that I thought it was like the same exact like scene of walking into like National Treasure when they get to that treasure room, and I was like, is Nicolas Cage gonna show up?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was I really liked the episode. We also got a lot more lore about like the treasure and like the original Captain Rennod, which was cool because we've like I kind of, when they said that, I was like, why have they waited until now to ask this?
Yeah.
Like, why didn't we get that in like episode 1 or 2?
Of like whose ship it is?
Yeah, whose ship it is and like why.
Yeah.
Because like, I don't really think SM-33 said anything about not saying who his original captain was. It was really just hiding the information about At Attin.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why was that never on anybody's mind to ask him who the original captain was?
I would just assume that was probably looped into that. Like, he's just not allowed to talk about any of that. But, I mean, obviously the real answer is, like, for plot reasons.
Well,
but
yeah.
I would just assume it was probably part of his programming as part of, like, not telling about the planets or anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got the name of the ship, the Onyx Cinder.
So cool. Such
Great
a good
name. Yeah. Yeah. I also think it might be my favorite episode so far. I do wish there was a little more with the like booby traps and stuff. That felt a little rushed. But it was really funny. Like, I think these 2 episodes, Jod has some really, really good scenes.
Yeah.
And Jude Law is just killing it. And it's like getting funnier and funnier every episode, I think. But it was, like when they saw that it was like decapitating the already dead bodies and he like ducks, then he's like,
yeah.
Okay. And
kind of like stares at SM33 like, you weren't going to tell us?
Yeah, exactly. And then the scene with the like acid was really funny.
Yeah. Or refilling it back up.
Refilling it.
You have
was the
access to
funniest part,
this room. Fill up.
Yeah, please fill up the acid room. Yeah.
I think with Jod, he's getting a little more antsy and like he's just getting tired of the kids. Plus, he now has a bounty on his head. So he's just like, all right, we got to get out of here.
Yeah. Yeah, that was an interesting dynamic with the bounty hunter. And she's like, well, I'm not chasing the bounties right now. Which just means she's going to go right back and look at it. So
I haven't looked at the board.
Yeah, I haven't looked at the pucks, which is a callback to the Mandalorian with those like bounty pucks that they'd use. I thought that was kind of they were already like on the edge, but then that just kind of amplified it because then they brought in the other pirates.
But you're right. This is kind of the first episode where I felt like he's been not calm.
Yeah.
And almost kind of felt like cornered a little bit.
Yeah, frantic.
Yeah. Where like, I actually don't know how we're getting out of this one without me taking control.
Yeah. Which is probably why he did take control, I guess.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. But I love that scene because he like stands there for a while trying to decide if that's the right, like that's the only move left.
Do I really want to kill this kid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even just turn on them and threaten them.
Yeah. Because he did stand and face the other way. I mean, it was like 10, 12
minutes.
seconds.
I kind of wish we would have seen his face during that, but I'd appreciate that they didn't do that just because, like, we know what his face probably looked like. He's probably like that Larry David gif where he's like, oh, well, no.
Or he's just sweating.
Yeah. But yeah, when he decides to do it, the kids' faces were just like distraught. Even though like even in that one episode, multiple people said, do not trust this guy.
Yeah. I had a moment of like, this is now like the 4th or 5th person in a row that has either recognized him or knows of him and is basically like told the kids like, don't trust this guy.
Yeah. Like the bounty hunter, what was her name? Pocket.
Yeah.
Interesting name. She said it, and then was it in this episode where the like giant creature?
Yeah, he also said
He said it.
He said it right before they went in the room.
Yeah.
The treasure room.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like in the past, like I think every episode has had some form of that, of like, do not trust this guy. So that was kind of expected for him to turn on them, but like in a good way. Like the way they did it was, I feel like, the best way to show him like really struggling with that decision.
And he's like, just say yield. I don't want to hurt you.
Yeah. Which was obviously like, we're not going to see him kill a kid and one of the main characters. But yeah.
Dang it.
We're not killing younglings in this show.
Dang it. I think it was my favorite as well. Even, I think the ending was just so good with him. Like, lightsaber. Uses the Force to pick it up.
Yeah.
Ignites it. So cool.
Allegedly it ignites it. But seeing Wim try to use it and then it just ignites at his feet backwards was so funny. But then I thought not that this probably would happen, but if he happens to be like, he like happens to become a Jedi, and then like his preferred stance is like Ahsoka's with the like
the lightsabers down.
Yeah, the backhand stance.
Yeah,
that would be kind of a cool callback to that.
That would be.
But I don't know if he. Well, yeah, if he becomes a Jedi in this era, there's not a good ending for him. So we just won't think about that.
Yeah, true.
Oh, that sucks.
Do we want to talk about all of the other things here for just one episode? Or do we want to give our overall thoughts for the second episode and then go into this for like both of them?
Let's do overall thoughts for the second episode.
Okay. So obviously that one starts with literally where we left off, of him escaping with all of the stuff on him.
Yeah.
Like the necklaces and everything. And then they're all the guards are up there like waiting for him. That was really funny. But yeah, overall thoughts of the second one. It was
another kid character building episode.
Yes.
And this
kind of like the last episode.
Yeah. And this was like a KB / like Whim episode.
Yeah.
And
Fern, yeah.
Yeah.
Like Neil got the spotlight in episode 4.
Mm-hmm.
And now we kind of got the spotlight on KB and the other two a little bit.
Yeah.
More.
Yeah. I thought it was okay. Like, I made the comment, like, they kind of just piddled around in the trash place.
With the trash
the
crabs.
entire episode.
It was mostly like Whim comforting KB and her expressing her feelings, and then him just like accepting her. He goes like, well, you could just be friends with me and Neil.
Yeah.
And she's like,
I'm not going to lie, that like kind of choked me up a little bit.
Me too.
Yeah.
But then you had like Fern go through the kind of the same thing of realization that she's been kind of a jerk.
Yeah.
So I thought it was a good episode in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Still
then-
good.
Yeah,
Which
because
was
it kind of
action.
like, it rallied them back together. Because like kind of up till now, they've kind of relied on Jod a lot
Oh yeah.
to bail them out of things. So at least the last like 2 or 3 episodes. Even though Fern like still like wants to be in the driver's seat.
I think
allegedly
the other 3 really rely on Fern, and then Fern relies on Jod. So then they just all rely on Jod.
Yeah. Yeah. Throughout the whole show, it's been Fern versus Jod.
Yeah.
Well, first it was Fern versus Whim, but yeah, Fern versus Jod. But it's mostly just like Jod does his thing and Fern just like, yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah. So funny.
But yeah, now she has to do it on her own and she just completely fails
Yeah.
with bringing them together.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was like the good part about this episode is it like, okay, Jod just turned against us. We're all just together now again.
Yeah.
Like just the 4 of us. Like we've got to rely on each other more. And it was a good like conclusion because they all like literally like every single one of them worked together to like get the ship off the ground and off the planet. And yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
That was a good scene too.
Yeah.
Which one?
The very end where they get the ship out of the
Trash
Yeah.
compactor.
trash thingy.
The trash crab.
Yeah.
It's like kind of like a crab like creature,
Yeah.
but like a droid basically. But yeah, like shedding the skin.
Yeah, so cool.
You said it was like a snake skin basically.
Mhm.
Yeah. Was not expecting that to be that function. I thought it was just like a detonation.
Yeah, I thought it was just gonna like maybe like blow up a portion of the ship into that, and then they would like have almost like a 3/4 like escape pod type of thing.
Yeah.
Or just like propulse them like out of it or something. But no, it was like like a snake skin. It was super
just
cool.
shedding the skin, and then the result was like a better looking ship.
Yes.
Because the ship before wasn't anything special looking.
Yeah, like this whole time you're like, how does the old captain like get away with everything, and then you see that happen, you're like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like it just turns it into a different model ship, so that he can get away with crimes
And get away.
and literally get away.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, it just looked so good.
So like, is that something that you can just like build onto a ship? Now I'm just wondering if like other ships could do that, you know?
I mean, maybe.
Or if it was like a special expensive thing that he did or something. I don't know.
I wonder if they ever get 33 back and he can explain, because he's the one that told him not to ever press that button.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's true.
Which probably
Yeah, like
means
is
it's
there going to be consequences? Maybe that ship is now like detectable or something. Like maybe like it was a shroud like
oh yeah,
hiding the actual ship this whole
Mhm.
time, and now that it's gone, like bounty hunters are just gonna like start coming in from everywhere because they've been like
dang,
waiting for that signature to come back online or something like that.
that's crazy.
That would be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, because Jod didn't recognize the ship until
exactly.
SM-33 said this is the ship
Yeah.
of
Well-
Captain Rennod.
Wasn't it in like episode 3 where you were like, do we even have a ship name?
No.
And
Or,
then-
yeah, I did
And
say
they
that,
talked
yeah.
about it, and
Yeah,
they're like,
that doesn't sound like
we don't we don't even know what the ship name is in the
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah, that's why I feel like us getting this information in episode 5, I was like, why has it taken 5 episodes for this information? Like, you've been on this ship for days now and you haven't like asked these questions. Like,
Yeah.
that would have been
Yeah.
my first question. It's like, for SM-33 to tell me, is like, what ship is this? Who was the original captain? Because he talks about captain
Yeah.
for 5 episodes.
Just
and
no
then-
name.
Yeah.
So that part kind of is like a little weird storyline part of it for me, but
I mean, when we talked about it earlier before we started, I said that maybe it was part of his programming that he couldn't say that.
yeah.
But they also didn't ask it.
Yeah.
But they're from a planet, like it goes back to our information we had in those episodes. Like these are kids that have no concept of anything. They
Yeah.
barely even know what pirates are.
Yeah.
And so that's not their first concern when they're on that ship. Like, why would they assume that it was like a famous pirate? And like, why would they care like who it was? And then Jod doesn't know that it's a pirate ship until later. Like he thinks it's their ship.
That's true.
So
Literally last episode he found out that like it's a pirate ship.
I don't think that's true because he like walked around.
I mean, he could have
and
known it was a
investigated
pirate
and-
ship, but
I mean,
not
he takes his
famous.
knife out of like a body. Like,
But
he
wasn't
knows
that last
that's not the
episode?
kids. No, that was a flashback. That was like episode 2 that he did that.
Yeah, that was when he first.
Yeah.
Got on the
I'm
ship.
more so not, and blame's not the word because that's a weird way to say it. Like, I'm not blaming the kids for not asking this.
Yeah,
Why hasn't Jod not
I know,
asked
and
these
that's what
I
I
think
was
he's more
saying.
focused on the treasure.
But like, if you're going after the treasure and the droid that is leading you to the treasure on the ship that he had of the captain that knows where the treasure is, like, I would have asked, like, who's
So-
the captain
yeah.
The thing
and what is this ship?
you're getting to is maybe he still knows more than he's letting on. Maybe like
Mm.
maybe he did already know this whole time. And whenever he finds out in this or in the last episode 5, he's just like,
acting.
"Oh, this is the Onyx Cinder."
Mm.
And you guys aren't surprised?
Yeah,
I didn't think about that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
There's so many possibilities with him
Yeah,
because you
yeah,
never know what he knows and what he doesn't know.
Yeah. Overall, I think these 2 episodes combined, I think were good character growth for Jod with like the internal battle of like, do I really want to do this or not?
Mhm.
Like, is this the path I want to go down? And then
Yeah.
the kids realizing like, okay, yeah, he actually stabbed us in the back like everyone told us.
Yeah.
We're on our own.
Yeah, it was not so much growth for him, but just like not the opposite of growth, really. Like meeting the expectations of everyone around that knows him
Yeah.
and keeps telling the kids about him. Like, but it did show he maybe had a little bit of growth because he hesitated
Mm-hmm.
for a long time to kill them
Mm-hmm.
or to threaten them to take over the team, and tried really hard to get her to just yield instead of fight him.
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, we kind of already said all the stuff about the other characters, like their growth and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It was good to see more of KB. Like, in general.
She's been the one character that we've known the least about so far.
And now we kind of know a little bit of why she's like that. Just
some kind of accident that happened.
Yeah, there was an accident, so that's probably why she has her augments. But the reason that she keeps to herself and like she doesn't say anything because she doesn't want Fern to know that she's like questioning things or like isn't sure she can do something.
And doesn't want to lose her as a friend.
Yeah. So that, in the grand scheme of things, is kind of silly to like adults, but obviously they're kids, so it brings it back down to what kids are worried about.
Mm-hmm.
And we got that nice moment when they're like, "You're my best friend, and you're my best friend."
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Another big thing that happened that we haven't talked about yet is after Jod got captured, he's taken back to
Brutus.
the Pirate Cove or whatever. At his
speech.
Yeah.
That was really good.
It was a really good scene.
Yeah. Yeah. In addition to that, going along with kind of like the plot of the story, like we've now discovered what At Attin actually is. And it's the
True
Mint planet. Like they make all of the money for the Republic.
The Old Republic.
Old
They
Republic.
did, yeah.
So that's a good twist.
Yeah.
That's a good.
That makes sense. Like that's the ultimate treasure. Unlimited money.
Yeah.
Or so they think.
We also kind of figured out that what the parents do.
Yeah, I've completely forgot about that. Wasn't that the very first scene?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So that completely slipped my mind.
Did we figure out what they do?
Well, we
just saw
I was actually kind of more confused.
Maybe not what they do,
than
but they know
before.
What the planet does, I think.
I don't think they do.
I think they do.
Because they said the supervisor wouldn't help them or something like that.
Yeah.
So I think this is a like entity that they don't even know what it really is. They just work for it.
I still think they know what they're doing. Like I feel like it's kind of like a cult where like the members are all aware of what they're doing, but they don't know the leader. Type of thing.
I mean, it really could go any way. Like we don't know enough yet on our end. And they're trying to find out. They're trying to just reach their kids.
Right.
They're trying to get a message out.
Right.
Without raising suspicion because they're not supposed to.
Right.
That's all they're trying to do. I don't think they're trying to figure out anything regarding that.
That's why I think they already know what they're doing. Like they know that they are an Old Republic planet that.
Oh, I don't think that.
No.
Really?
No, I think they're completely in the dark with all of that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they know because
there would be riots, you know? Like there's got to be some kind of central lie of like there's danger out there or we're the last hope for the Republic and we need to like stay hidden so we're not like there's got to be some kind of central lie that they're using to control their whole
population
worldview.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Otherwise, they'd be like it's like Silo. Like as soon as one person finds out, the entire other like it starts to spread, and everyone's like, "So we've been stuck here for Spoiler. Been stuck here for generations, and like, why?
Yeah,
Like for no reason?
that makes sense.
Just because someone was trying to hide money? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the way that they between Wim's father and Fern's mother, the way they had that conversation made me like even more solidified that they don't know beyond the knowledge of like Fern's mom. Like I think she's the highest level of authority that's still being deceived.
that we have seen. Yeah.
Yeah. Because
Okay.
she still uses like the words the supervisor.
Yeah.
So like whoever that is, that's who's like doing the deceiving.
Unless she's saying that just to have them understand.
that's true.
But yeah, I agree. I don't think she's that far in with the whole secret, but she would probably know more. People like that, especially that high up, would know details in the right context where they would be like, wait a minute, that makes sense. But without like some kind of event, and you're just going throughout your daily life, like you're not going to think about it.
Yeah.
Like, well, I could give examples, but
the part
get
that's
my
like kind of
gist.
confusing to me is like, okay, so if they are the planet that made all the money for the old republic, what are they doing now? Like, are they still making money? Are they making something else with like the population still thinking that's what they're doing, but they're actually making something else?
that would be a twist. Yeah, because
It's got to be something like that.
Yeah, because like if they have no recollection, or not no recollection, no knowledge of like what's happening out in the rest of like the galaxy, yet their lives are still going on as if they think they're still printing money, but
Yeah.
that money's not being used outside of the planet anymore.
So I would assume that's what the great work is that they talk about in the first episode.
Yeah.
This gives me
Maybe each planet has their own like job, like they're the mint planet,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe there's another one that's like crops, and like
Mhm.
another one that's something else. And
Mm-hmm.
that's their great work.
Mm-hmm.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say was this gives me Andor vibes, where they are making the Death Star in the prison,
Oh yeah.
the pieces of the Death Star.
But they don't know it.
Yeah,
Mm.
Yeah.
you remember that part?
Yeah. It's similar to that, I think, where they're just doing their job, and it's just a mundane job that seems like they're doing whatever. And then it ends up being something bigger and more nefarious. Or maybe it is just money,
Mm-hmm.
and they were hidden because of that, because it was like so important, and it's the
Yeah,
most
it's
sought
all-
after thing because it's just unlimited money.
Okay, so here's my prediction. Can we get to
Oh.
that part?
Yes.
Or do we have other things?
No, just go
I
for
mean,
it.
we might as well go for it.
Okay.
We don't have to do it in order.
I feel like shows don't say things, or movies don't say things in shows unless it means something. Like they don't just randomly like,
I mean, if it's a good writer.
yes. So
Yeah.
when Jod said about the story of Captain Rennod, and then one day he just disappeared. But his, like the song they were singing about him, like the last line was that he was going for the At Attin treasure.
He's the supervisor.
That's my prediction, is that he did get to At Attin and took it over from within, but didn't disrupt the planet doing what they were doing. And he is the supervisor and is continuing with them printing money and his treasure, and he's just sitting on all these like.
I love this.
That's my prediction.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because they like had that his like captain's log like you could see everything but his face, basically. I was like, oh, come on. Because, like, it can't be someone that we know.
Right.
Because, like, that confirmed that it wasn't Jod, because he would have known, like, he's like, let's see the old guy or whatever. And then they would be like, oh,
at first, his reaction made me think that it was him, because he was like, okay, that's enough, turn it off. Like, oh, is your face about to, like, come on screen? But it didn't look or sound anything like him.
No. And that would just be another reveal, like, that we already had him, like, have his face in a mask, and then it was revealed to be him later. Like,
be him
probably
again.
shouldn't do that a second time.
Yeah.
But
that would have been a cool twist.
Yeah.
If, like, he just slowly turned around and he's like, I am Captain.
I would almost just not believe him.
Yeah.
Because we learned, like, 2 more names in these 2 episodes that he has gone by. From the bounty hunter.
That's now 4, right? I can't name them, but
5.
Yeah.
Because it was
Crimson.
Is it Crimson Jack?
Yes.
So there was Silvo, Jod, Crimson Jack, whatever the bounty hunter said. Dash, yeah, Dash something.
And then what did that guard call him?
Yeah, the guard called him something.
With a Z, didn't it?
No, I think Dash's last name.
I think the guard called him the same thing.
He went through all of his names.
Oh.
The guard called him all of his names.
Oh.
It was Jodwick. Jodwick something. And it wasn't his other last name that he's used. So yeah, that's 5. So we could just keep going and just have one in every episode.
That's a good pirate, though.
I just love when
always has a different identity.
Yeah.
Neil goes, how many names does this guy have?
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's a good prediction.
That's my prediction.
Yeah.
Big fan of that one.
But I wonder why they made it so you can't see his face.
Yeah.
Maybe just to keep the suspense, because, like, I can't think of anyone that we've already seen that it would be.
No, the only, like
a Scooby-Doo episode.
This wouldn't be why they didn't show
I mean, yeah.
the face, but if he is the supervisor or somebody from At Attin, the kids potentially may have recognized him.
Sure.
And would have been like, oh, that's the supervisor, or oh, my dad works with him, or something like that.
True.
But yeah, we haven't seen anybody that sounds like that yet.
No.
Character-wise, so.
Do we even know how long ago that ship crashed on At Attin?
I don't think so.
Actually, I feel like SM-33 said something when he first woke up about that. Like, it's been, I thought he said the year or something like that, but maybe not.
I don't know.
Oh, we wouldn't even have the context of that. If he said a year, it's actually a rabbit hole you could go down, because even in universe, they use the Battle of Yavin as the year marker.
Just like
but
we
they
use
didn't,
today.
They don't even know that happened.
Before Yavin?
Yeah.
BY?
BBY is what it is.
Oh, really?
Battle before.
Before Battle of Yavin.
Yes.
And ABY is after Battle. It's
battle
like
before Yavin.
Before Christ, after Christ thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same kind of thing.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, they used it in, like, the EU for years, and then they made that canon. I think they first used it in Rogue One.
Really?
Yeah. In, like, the opening shot, when it's like when you see a planet and it says something, whatever year, like 1 or 2 BBY, because now you know it's like right before, A New Hope happens.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it was Rogue One.
I'll have to look at that next time I watch that movie. That's cool.
That's
Yep. You're right.
yeah, that's wait.
That's the show.
Yeah, that's Andor. That's the first episode of Andor. When he's walking in to ask about his sister.
It always throws me off, like, how years in time works in the Star Wars galaxy. Because, like,
it's all based off of the sun.
yeah. Like, here on Earth, that's how it's based on.
Yeah.
So, like, a year on Jupiter is totally different than a year on Earth.
Yeah. Well, they have... In some stories, they will have two different explanations, and they'll say cycles. So when they say cycles, that refers to the local time. But then there's, like, the galactic time as well.
Is that based off of Coruscant's time?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yep.
The first
At least
planet.
Since Coruscant existed, I guess. I don't know what would happen
was
before
a
that.
long
But
time
we
ago.
have no idea how it was before Coruscant was.
So here's kind of two alternate predictions for maybe the next episode. Because we have 2 episodes left.
Yes.
Yeah.
Prediction 1 is that the kids go rescue Jod.
Mm-hmm.
In this next episode.
Yeah. Like, they are you, and it's probably Wim that will convince the group to go do it and say that they need him.
Yeah.
Because of his heartfelt conversation with him.
No, I think they something along the lines of, like, they can't get home without him or something like that. Or, like, we can't just leave him. He's part of our crew or something like that.
Yeah.
Prediction 2 is the other way around. Jod gets out and
With the whole pirate crew behind him. Oh wait, no.
no, because he's
under.
Yeah.
He's in prison.
Yeah.
He's in prison.
Yeah, he escapes and meets up with, like, I think they get to the planet kind of at the same time.
Like Treasure Planet.
Yeah. And
Weird.
yeah.
Yeah, and then they like they're trying to get it together, and then
Yeah.
they end up having to like work together. Or
Yeah,
something
I think
like that.
Jod does something along the lines of, like, playing like a triple agent kind of a thing, where, like, he's pretending to, like, hate the kids while he's with the pirates, and then when he's with the kids, he's like hating the pirates.
Yeah,
And then
when he's by himself, he's just for himself.
yeah.
Yeah. Such good writing.
Yeah, I know.
It really is so far.
Yeah.
Do you
Disney did a great job.
Do you think the old captain?
Rennod.
Yeah. Do you think that he's going to be alive, or do you think he'll be like a hologram or like a computer with a hologram? Since it's been so long, but like he could be a species that lives for a long time. He could be like super old.
Yeah.
Like his brain is like in a computer,
Yeah.
just like a floating brain in a tube or something.
Oh, that would be interesting. Not that, but
Well, okay. Sorry.
That's interesting. Not your idea, but
if he was dead, but he was like put into a computer,
yeah.
but the population's like still thinks he's alive as the supervisor.
Yeah.
But the tricky part about that
That's kind
prediction
of like
and
a
plot
Fallout
line
thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
is like there still has to be people that know
Yeah.
that are
Well,
running.
they have a lot of those droids.
Yeah, the enforcer droids are around, so I guess they wouldn't need people to do
Yeah.
that.
So the droids are just running everything, keeping everybody in the dark. And that's why they're so like,
You're not supposed to be here.
yeah, you're not supposed to be searching this on your computer.
Yeah. I think he's alive. Like, I think he's actually like.
Could just be a species that lives old, which apparently happens a lot these days. I could see that. It would be a good reveal of like a very like piratey looking, because he looked like he had like a hat.
Yeah, you could see at the very bottom maybe a little bit of a beard.
Yeah, like he's just Blackbeard.
Oh no, the droid.
The B1. Ow!
Yeah.
Yeah, I that's
It would
my
be fun.
prediction.
It would be a
Either
fun
way,
reveal.
I'd be happy with either a new character reveal or if it's something like computerized, like that's still a good twist too.
Yeah, I mentioned Fallout because in New Vegas, there's the like overlord entity that is like over all of like the city of New Vegas and like all of the
Mhm.
casinos and stuff. His name is Mr. House, and everyone the whole time you just kind of assume it's just a guy, and then you finally at the very end meet him, and he's just a computer. Like he didn't used to be a guy. He's just a
Always
super
been.
intelligent, like
Mhm.
AI, basically.
Weird.
So that's what it reminded me of.
I still think that'd be interesting for Star Wars.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think, like, obviously it would be a pirate.
Yeah.
Like, it would be a previous person, but so my idea was, like, maybe his consciousness is, like, in a
Mhm.
computer or something like that.
Mhm.
Or it's just simulating his personality, but it's just, like, a droid in a computer.
We've seen that before. Not in
Civil
this.
War. Not Civil War, sorry. What's the episode where they go up against that episode? What's
Ultron?
no.
Because that's...
I mean kind of like that, but not the same way of that. No,
Oh, you're
it's,
thinking of Marvel?
yeah. It's that like German guy that ends up like being the computer.
Ends up being a computer?
Yeah, like he was a real person kind of during like Captain America's time in like World War One or two. And then present day.
The guy from Winter Soldier?
Maybe that's the one I'm thinking of, Winter Soldier.
I don't remember him being in a computer, though.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then it's like that.
Yeah.
But we've also seen it in Star Wars before. Not in the movies or the shows, but games and maybe even books.
It probably happened multiple times in the Old Republic.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
But also you have holocrons that basically do that.
Yeah.
Could be something like that.
Where it's not a force ghost. It's just like a manifestation of their personality. And it contains their knowledge that they had at the time of putting into the holocron.
Yeah.
So that, yeah, it'd be similar to that, which we need to see more of that.
Yes.
Okay, I wanted to look this up. That Scipio planet that they mentioned.
Yeah. You recognized it, but I didn't.
Yeah, I've seen that word before.
The Pleasure Planet?
No, it was
No.
That's what he called it.
the Banking Clan. Headquarters of the Banking Clan.
Oh.
Clone Wars. They go there.
Oh.
Remember Anakin?
Rise of Clovis. Yes.
Yeah, like they go and talk to the Banking Clan, and it's like a dark
Yeah.
room, and all of the like mutants are like all up there, and they talk like this.
Yes.
Yeah, it was
not
cool to
as
see the
interesting.
Banking Clan.
Yeah, I see them
Yeah.
like in the
mud pits.
the mud baths
Ugh.
in that hut. I like seeing that hut too. That
Yeah.
was cool.
Yeah, it was interesting that like I liked SM33's like realization the entire time they're there of like
His constant
ruined it.
yeah, his constant like quip. So like every time
Yeah.
she said something, he's like, "No, it's not. It is not luxurious."
yeah, this is like a Las Vegas or like a
It's more just like a
adults only resort.
yeah, like a spa. And I was gonna point it out when we were watching, but I didn't. That alien lady at the end, or I guess at the beginning of episode 6, where she just has like all of those like
She looks like a giant like Michelin man.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's the same character. She's in the Canto Bite scene in The Last Jedi in that casino.
Oh yeah.
And she's showed up, I think, one other place semi-recently in something else.
Oh yeah, pull it up. I
don't know what to pull up.
I'm just like imagining. I'm going through that scene again.
I know she has a name, but I have no idea what it is. She's the one that like sings when she like gets scared. She's like, oh.
Oh yes, I didn't see her in this episode.
It was when Jod pops out with all the stuff on his, like all the chains and everything.
Oh,
And then like all of those people are standing there.
Yeah.
She was one of the people that's standing there. Yeah. But the reason I'm pretty sure it's going to be her is because like she was at the like super bougie casino,
yeah.
like high roller
yeah.
type of person. Ubbla is her name. So that was kind of a...
She's in Lego Star Wars?
Yeah.
Oh my word.
Yeah. Visuals? I think overall the visuals were really good in both episodes.
I don't really have a standout moment.
I mean, the scene where they're like getting like crunched into the machine.
That was pretty good visuals.
That was really good.
Yeah.
Because there's so much going on, so much like trash and stuff. Like nothing looked bad at all. Looked really good.
Yeah, the visuals of them going through the tunnels with like the booby traps and like that could have been a little bit better.
Yeah, it felt very... I mean, the whole, like I said, it felt rushed in general, but
yeah,
tight corridors, it just kind of didn't work all that well.
Yeah. Kind of was hoping more for like a little bit of like Indiana Jones.
yes, it reminded me of that a little bit.
It did,
Yeah.
but they
no.
should have just spent a little more time on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think episode 5 could have been split into 2 episodes and then just spend more time of them like trying to solve these like booby trap riddle sort of things
Would have been so cool.
rather than just like they happen to be short enough to not get lasered off and they Jod and SM33 ducked in time for that. And then the next thing was just the acid.
Mm-hmm.
And they solved that pretty quickly
Mm-hmm.
because of KB's cheat code. She
Yeah.
was able to see that it was acid
And read the thing at the
and
top.
read the thing at the
And
top.
then Jod's like,
Well, I
yeah,
guess Neil read the... Did
No.
Neil?
No,
No.
KB did.
Was it KB?
Yeah.
she translated it.
Okay.
And then Jod
Yeah.
was like, well, it's money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There should have been 3 different things. And
Mhm.
like them trying to figure out each booby trap.
Yeah. It would have been cool to have one more that required all of them to do something.
Yeah. Like
to
physically.
get through. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like they all have to like stand on like a plate and like the weight go down at the same time, or like
Yeah.
they all have to like pull a lever at the same time or something like
Yeah.
that requires all of them, because that
For kids, that would have been hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm thinking like, okay, if this was a video game,
Yeah.
that'd
But,
be cool.
like-
Jedi Survivor type of stuff.
Yeah, like I gotta
But
get like
that's
the other
just
2 players to do
also
it.
Indiana Jones type thing.
Yeah.
So,
And Uncharted.
no.
Or the pacifier.
The pacifier.
Yeah.
What?
You know, at the end when he has to like go through the like all those little like riddles to like open the door.
I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
I don't think I've ever seen that movie.
Really?
That's the one with Vin Diesel, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Yeah, I have. Yeah, I have. Yes. I know what you're talking about now. All I had to say was that.
Yeah, Vin Diesel. Yeah, kind of a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
For that. Kind of a bummer.
Plus, it would have been cool to see just like them work together
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
right before they get.
I mean, maybe
Stabbed
we'll
in the
see something more of that, like when they're trying to get to the next thing. the mint or whatever.
Yeah.
On At Attin.
Yeah, maybe there's more stuff like that. But then, like, it'd probably make more sense for it to be, like, super high tech and, like, gonna be, like, a heist instead of, like, a treasure hunt. But maybe not. Maybe he, like, took all of that out when he took over and replaced it with old pirate booby traps instead. Like, this is more my style. More me style.
More me style. I just can't believe you only have 2 episodes left.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still so much to do, but also not.
This was...
Because they're at the last kind of stretch.
Yeah. These 2 episodes did a good job of closing the gap that I thought was a lot bigger.
Yeah.
Because I thought there was going to be another planet that they were going to have to go to before this one, but it was good. Good twists.
Yeah, both parties have the coordinate to add now.
Yeah, so they're going to get there at the same time. Like, what are the governing body going to do when they show up, though? We still don't have that answer with, like, what happens when ships show up there. Like, do they get blasted out? Are they just, like, camouflaged? The ship was able to leave, but, like, what happens when a ship comes in? That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Comes in and they can't see the planet.
Yeah. They don't even know where to land.
Yeah. That's going to be a good conclusion.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope.
Yeah.
The next episode is just, they're already there. That would suck. That would be bad writing.
It could so happen.
So far, there hasn't really
would.
been, like, any glaring problems with this show that it's like, oh, that was really poor writing, or like, oh, this episode was really bad. Like, there hasn't really been anything.
Overall pacing has been pretty good.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah.
There's been things here and there. We weren't a fan of how episode 4 was.
Yeah.
Like, kind of stretched out a little bit with them on that other planet. But overall, like, that's kind of just a nitpick. I have faith that they'll end it pretty well.
Hopefully set up season 2.
Well, I don't think they did.
I thought they were renewing for a season 2.
No, they just have they have ideas.
Yeah, I'm thinking that they might try and set it up for season 2.
Like a cliffhanger.
Yeah. Not end it that way.
Well, you have to keep in mind, they made this show a long time ago.
I know. They could still end it that way.
Yeah, but...
Like a soft.
If it's not guaranteed... Yeah, soft maybe.
Yeah.
But if it's not guaranteed, they're not going to be like
just
a giant cliffhanger.
A baby cliff.
A baby...
Yeah. Little...
a stair step.
Yeah.
Like, they're not going to end it right when they get to add. That would be silly.
Right.
But, like, they do everything they need to do to get home. But we still have really big questions at the end.
I don't think they'll be really
Or
big
there's
questions.
something in the treasure that one of them picks up right at the very end of the episode.
Yeah.
And it's like a map to another place.
Doesn't have to be about At Attin, but...
Yeah, if they
Could be.
went more into, like, Jedi lore stuff.
Yeah.
That would be sick.
Old Republic related.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Yeah. I could see that.
Or Wim picks up that lightsaber and clicks the button, and then the classic Michael Bay music goes off. What I know.
You know someone's going to make that somewhere. Probably like they'll cut the scene where he like almost cuts himself with the lightsaber.
Yeah.
But then they like show it actually like stabs himself and then it ends there.
Oh, it's probably already made.
Yeah. Probably. Yeah, because that was last week's. Yeah, I've been trying to like not look at anything on
same. It's really
like as soon
hard.
as I see something related to Star Wars, I'm like, oh, not looking at it.
Yeah.
Because they like the next day post like scenes from the episode. Like you have no chance if you don't watch it the first day.
Yeah.
Drives me nuts.
Yeah.
I guess that's it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Till next time. You are listening to Galaxy Bound Podcast. We do monthly episodes talking about all things Star Wars. This episode was part of a reaction series discussing each episode of Skeleton Crew after it aired. If you missed an episode, feel free to go back and watch or listen, and stay tuned for the next episodes. We'd greatly appreciate it if you'd like and subscribe or follow us on whatever platform you are watching or listening from. It helps us grow and reach more people. You can follow us on social media on basically every platform out there at Galaxy Bound TV, or check out our website at galaxybound.tv for links to them all. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, doesn't Vader go and kill them all?
Yeah. Well, I guess he only killed... Yeah, he didn't kill all the Hutts. He killed the governing body of the Hutts. He didn't kill the entire race.
He's bad, but he's not that bad.
He's that bad. He would do it if he could.
Oh, yeah.
He did it with the Jedi.
Whoops.
In a single night.
Santa?
He sees you when you're sleeping. Merry Sithmas. I don't know, Christmas is over. That was a joke for last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.